Today on Bricks and Toys, another rebrickable model. No, I'm just kidding. Today, we are back in the amusement park getting some more work done. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon, and today we are focusing on the amusement park. And we only have one rebrickable model left, but that is for the next video. Today we are focusing on building a kids roller coaster in the amusement park. We have the beautiful loop coaster that's huge and massive, and it's really fun, but I really feel like when you go to an amusement park, there's things that's for small people and big people, children, adults. And luckily for me, about the time I was building the amusement park in the Lego City, Lego came out with today's build, and that is set number 31142, the Lego Creator 3-in-1 Space Roller Coaster. Now, you guys probably already know from watching my videos, I have said, unless it's a rebrickable model, I don't believe Lego Creator 3-in-1s will work in the city. And yes, that is true. I have said that, and I stick by that. But I genuinely feel like this model is perfect for what I'm trying to do, because it is not on the correct scale for a Lego City, but I think it's on the correct scale to say this is for the kids, which I keep saying. So fingers crossed that this build goes right, because this build could go drastically off of the rails, because it could be too small, too big, too oblong. It could be anything but right. But if it does go right, and it fits like it does inside of my head, then we will be perfect. What do I know about the Creator 3-in-1 Space Roller Coaster? Well, I don't know much, but what I can tell you is it did come out, I believe, in August 2023. My wife really liked the set before I did, but then I did the amusement park, and then I'm like, this should be a consideration. It does look like it has children, which was part of my thinking for this. If it's a small coaster, there's kids on the ride, this could definitely work. It can be configured into what looks to be a drop ride with a NASA shuttle and another ride that's kind of spinning around. You know, giving these a second look, a really cool idea if I knew the scale of these extra rides. Imagine a whole kids corner in someone's amusement park, not mine, because mine's really tight, because my whole Lego City's tight, but having a whole kids corner with both of these rides and this, that would be pretty cool. But for today, we're focusing on this, and you know, we'll keep these in the back of our minds, but I don't believe we have room. But if you have an amusement park, maybe 3 of these sets could make 3 really cool rides for like a kid's corner. So overall, it does have a light brick. I do like the space theme. It looks like it comes with a baby astronaut and a minifig astronaut. It looks like a mom and some kids. Not too exciting. So let's go ahead. Let's unbox this and see what we have. Now, before we unbox it, I do want to explain that I do have a Mills plate made, ready to go. This pops in right next to the loop coaster. Loop coaster goes longwise right here. So it'll be daddy roller coaster, baby roller coaster, side by side. So I did design it that way. So we are looking at using a full 64 by 32 to make this work. According to the dimensions, it should fit perfectly. So, opening up the box, let's see what we got. So it does look like we have around 10 bags, which is to be expected. Now, I did want to quickly point out that this set is 874 pieces for $110. But the really cool thing is you do get the roller coaster track, the roller coaster cars, and a light brick for that price. Mind you, the roller coaster, the loop one, is about $400 US. So for a fourth of the price, you can get a little baby one. Now, it probably doesn't have all the full functions and everything, but if you're looking for a roller coaster that's cheap, well, we have an option now. So we do have a handful of books, and I'm going to expect stickers. I don't see stickers in there. Maybe they're in the book somewhere. Let's look. No, I don't see them. So the first book makes the actual coaster. The third and second books makes the drop ride. Looks like that. And then the carousel like floaty ride like that. But that's what we're after today. So let's take a look. There is about 9 bags to make the entire build. 2 bags make a section. Another 2 bags finish that section. 2 bags make the next base of the section. And the final 3 bags makes the rest of that section. And when it comes to minifigures, it looks like we do have the baby, we have the dad, it looks like we have an astronaut that's a female, and another astronaut that's a female, and then we have 2 children. So this is looking really, really enticing. Total amount of steps in this build is going to be about 250 steps and 175 pieces, or pages. So, not too bad. It's actually 251 at 176. So, for this build, I'm just going to go over the book one time, see how everything fits onto this base plate. I want to make sure that before I actually start clicking bricks down, I get everything centered correctly, because this is going to be the entry point to the ride. If you look in my Lego City, when I put this down, you'll see that this will click in right into all the tile work that we have done. So I got to make sure everything's centered up, everything makes sense. If not, I'm going to have to make changes. Fingers crossed, I don't have to make changes. I don't want to do that. But if I have to, I do have plenty of room on this side to move that entrance if I have to. Hopefully I don't. So that's going to be the strategy, is just read the book, find out where it has to lay out, and then go from there. So because of that, we're going to do this just like with the reworkable models. I'm not going to take you through the step-by-step building of this set. Unless there's something interesting I really want to show you, I'm just going to go from here straight into the review. So I will see you then, and we will see how all this comes out when we drop it into the amusement park. And on a side note, we are going to be finishing up the tiling in the city. So I got some dark gray tiles, and I got some light gray tiles. For some reason, I thought I needed 1,000 of the light, when I technically kind of feel like I need almost 1,000 of the dark. So, dyslexia, everybody. Let's order parts from Denmark that takes over a month and a half to get here, and let's order them backwards. So hopefully this is enough. So on that one, guys, we'll see you back here for the review. Okay, so now we are at the review portion of the build. And honestly, guys, this is a no-frills roller coaster. It is what it is, and it is just that. One of the first things I want to dive in is the always never-ending problem with Creator 3-in-1 sets. They're not made to be adapted into city features, and if they are, it's not easy. So this whole thing is built on this really weird zigzag kind of platform. I originally wanted to get rid of the whole platform and put it directly on the base plate. The bad thing is everything's designed to go at a diagonal angle, where a base plate is straight up and down side to side. So I immediately found out that even building the base and using it for a template, I would not be able to get any of these bars on or anything, because it's going like this instead of like this. So I had to come up with a really quick solution on what to do about it. So what I decided to do was find out what studs center up and fit this bottom portion on. Then once I figured out what studs line up, I took 1x1 studs and attached them to each of these pods that would take them, okay? And then I proceeded to stick it down. Once I had it where it wasn't flexed or under tension, I then took the base back off with those studs marked in place, and then I tiled off the whole base. So we have this really pretty dark gray, light gray, nougat tile base for this coaster. So that's why it's all tiled off, is because when you put the studs under the base, it creates a leeway for this to be flimsy. So we have to put something down here for this to rest on. So pretty much what we did in theory was we just took the coaster and sat it onto the plate, with the exception of having some studs to kind of lock it in place. So that's like the biggest part of this build, is just getting this to where it's locked into place, it doesn't come off, and getting it to where it's secure. Now, going over the features of the coaster, we'll start off to this side and work our way over. We do have a little asteroid, and when you press it, it does light up. That is really cool. I really like that. We do have our space sign with a little rocket ship, which is really cool. One thing I wanted to note that I like is that the rocket ship is going this way, and then we actually have a rocket back here that's going the other way. So it's like, whoo, that's pretty cool. We have a little asteroid right here. Well, I'll show you what that does here in a second. And then we have a little rover trying to pick up rocks and stuff right down here. I'll pick the camera up and give you guys a quick overview when I'm done. One cool thing is that there is this little ride right here, and when you turn the wheel, it actually works like a legitimate ride when you don't squeeze it too hard and break it. So what I got to do with this and the minifigs is I need to take off some of these 1x1 or 2x2 tiles that are either dark or light gray and replace them with actual stud tiles so I can lock stuff like that down. Because it's just going to be flimsy, it's going to fall over, not going to work right. So that's the features on this side. Coming over here to this side, we have looks to be a on-planet space living place. You can see that there is greenery that provides oxygen to the pod. There is a little extra pod right here. There is an astronaut over on this side, and then there is another astronaut on this side. Technically speaking, if they were in space, they'd look like this, not outside looking like that. But I'm going to guess that this is the ride attendant, and this is where you load up at. There is no specific load up spot. The sign is here, the lady's there. I'm going to guess it's got to be in this area. We do have some satellites up there at the top, a little flag with some footprints on the moon, and then we have a little planet over there in the back. So now, just going over the set with you guys, I actually see now that if you come around the back, you load up from back here, and then you come up and go into. So that is going to be a little bit of an issue with the amusement park because everything's from the front. Crap, I just realized that. So we're just going to have to ignore that detail. We'll know that you go up here, and you go in, and it counts you, and you go in through the pod, out to the lady, and into your cart. Okay? Next up, we do have a little alien right there. There are these little glow-in-the-dark stud tiles all over. Those are pretty cool. They do look like little light-up meteorites. So that's all that I have to really talk about. Let's do the cart and go over that. So the cart does have two minifig children, one in red, one in green, boy and girl. The cart is shaped like a NASA rocket, and it goes up. And then when you get to about this point right here, you can see that asteroid flip up, just like that, and it comes around. So there is no fancy mechanism to make the cart move. It is up to you to make it happen. It uses the traditional cart that Harry Potter's Gringotts Bank uses, the loop coaster. You can take that cart off and put it onto anything. So with that, that is the review. Let me kind of give you a quick overview of the set, and then we will wrap up this video. We will have to wait a day to wrap up the video because I will show you what I have to do today to finish installing this in the Lego City. Okay, here's the overview. There is some details that look really cool from above. Things you can't see at the angle that I had the camera. Oh, and there's a planet right there too. I forgot to point that out. So planet, asteroid. And let's follow the cart around. Now that I have you on here, cart goes up. Then it gets to right there. Focus. And down. Okay, so I would usually say let's wrap up this video, but we're going to have to wait a minute to wrap up this video because I have a big project. So coming out here to my Lego City, I can't get through on that side. I definitely can't get through on this side. And I have to go all the way over there where it's the black spotted table. So I'm going to take the rest of my day, clean up this whole mess, go through all this stuff. This is what happens when you lose people. You got to clear space for them. And then we'll install it and we'll be back to finish up the video. Okay, good morning. The next day. I clearly have my studio all cleared out. If the fan noise is bothering you, my bad. But it's kind of a mess right now. I've been up early, took the kid to school, and now I'm just trying to figure out where the hell things are going to go. I was thinking about pulling out the Hocus Pocus that was right here, but I don't think I'm going to do that because it's going to look like crap. I have my table of base plates right here. Got to work around the car as I come around. And then, because what I originally was thinking about doing well, first off, let me go back to the beginning. I wanted to put it here, but it hits right there on that cart, so that trolley system doesn't work, okay? So then I was thinking about moving it over there where the Hocus Pocus was, and then putting Hocus Pocus right here, and then the blacksmith next to it, leaving a whole base plate. But the thing is, though, the amusement park is not designed with the sidewalks to accommodate that. That part over there is strictly city. So now what I'm thinking about doing is where the noodle shop was, I'm going to make a 16 by 16 or 16 by 32 base plate right in between Mos Eisley and the loop coaster. Put the noodle shop facing forward and then go from there. So right now that's what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go take the noodle shop off its 32 by 32 base plate, shrink it down to a 30 or 16 by 32, move it more forward, and that way it kind of goes in front of that loop track, if you see right there. Because if I push this all the way that way, it hits the dome. So it's going to do the same thing to the noodle shop if we're not careful. So I'm going to go make that base plate right now, and then we're going to see if we can get this loop coaster moved down 16 studs, and that should give us enough room for the space coaster I have right over there. I tell you guys, I told you this 3-in-1 was going to be a BITC H2 fit, and it's not proving me wrong. You ever heard of that song, I Fought the Law and the Law Won? Well, I fought the Lego and, well, I won. So, Lego 0, me 1 on this one. So, we got Hocus Pocus put back to where we're supposed to have it. Haunted Mansion back to where we're supposed to have it. I used some locking pins to lock in those plates, so hopefully I don't have to readjust the tables anytime soon. Another cool thing I did is I didn't order enough of these tiles, like usual, right through here. But I did find a technique to kind of stitch pattern, so this plate and this plate are actually tied together through putting tiles down. So if you look over far yonder there, you will see I have 1x2 dark gray tile. Well, I take that tile off, I move it 2 studs down, and then I put a 2x2 in its place. And by doing that, it now locks the amusement park into the road. So I came up with that technique. The empty spots will be trees when I get to that point. When it comes to tiling, I got all of this tiled off. It looks really good. I still got to do more over there and, well, more over there. As you can see, we do have a roller coaster now for the kids area of the amusement park. And we still have our noodle shop over here. So with that, let's go over there and take a look. And as I come through, I'll let you guys just take a nice scenic walk with the city. It's always a really nice thing coming out and taking a look at this. Thankfully, the weather is starting to permit me coming out here. So here we go. So you can see I still got lots of tiling to do over here. We do have those modular buildings that go between the jazz club and the pool hall and over here on the corner. I cannot wait for you guys to see those videos. But what I did is I moved the noodle shop up high enough to go in front of the rail. And now I redid all the tiling to make it all work and come all down here. So you may be seeing that this plate is ajar. Well, the reason why this plate is ajar is because I am going to be building our next build, which is, well, I'm going to keep it a secret. You guys are going to have to watch the next video to know what I'm going to do right there. But I'm going to put something really nice, big, and beautiful right there. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Then coming over here, you can see how it all ties in. Not too bad. I'm really happy with it. I tell you, those Creator 3-in-1 sets, they will get you. Just one more look around so you guys can get a good, nice look at everything. I'm really enjoying this amusement park project. It's really cool. But if I told you I didn't get discouraged through the hardship, I would be lying to you. Very, very, a lot of discouragement, guys. So on that one, everybody, back to the studio, and let's wrap up this video. Well, everybody, here we are at the other end of a video that is honestly not an end, but just another continuation for everything we are doing in the Lego City. So, what's next for the Lego City? Well, as you guys can see, we now have our houses, we have our coaster. So the next thing is going to be the third rebreakable model that I had planned for the month. And since everything is like it is, tune in for that video for you to see what we have planned for that one. That one, to me, is actually really special because it takes 2 kits plus parts. And I really think it's a beautiful build. Other than that, I also have to go out and I have to order more 2x2 dark bluish gray tile. It seems that I cannot get my shit together for the life of me. I order stuff, but then I order 1,000 light gray and 300 dark gray. It's supposed to be the other way around. What was I thinking? I guess I wasn't. So that's next. So once we get that rebrickable model build done, that will tie up all the builds for the rest of the month. And then we will move on to October. And then October, I plan on getting another building to go in between here and the other one here. Like I said, I already have them. Subscribe if you want to see these things, everybody. Then we got to get the tiling done. We'll get that done somewhere off camera in between. This build was a pain in my rear end. In my head, it went perfectly. But when it came out all wrong. I wanted it to be straight on the base plate. Can't do it because the build is built sideways. So guess what? Now we got to put the base of the coaster onto the mills plate. Well, how are you going to do that if it's all diagonal? I have a parts idea of using swivel 2x2 plates that swivel. That would be a good idea, but then that would be waiting. And I don't want to wait. I want to get this done now. So I came up with the idea of just using some studs, lock it in place, and hopefully that's good. But then when we got it here, it hit the loop coaster. I was like, crap, now what? So then I put it over there, and I'm like, I don't like it over there. It doesn't belong. The city architecture is not made for it to be over there. So I had to figure out how to come back over here, and that's when we cut the base plate, moved the noodle shop forward, moved all that down, put in a plate over here, and I honestly think that it looks better with the coasters going like loop here and space here versus the other way around where it was touching the middle of the front of the loop coaster. So I think that all came out really good. I'm really excited for how things are going. Drop your comments down below what you guys think about things. Let me know anything you're thinking of. I always like to hear from you guys. As you guys can see, we have everything cleared out so I can work in the studio again. As you saw yesterday, it was a disaster. So thankfully that is done. Thankfully, I'm also done dealing with my family thing, death, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's tough, but thankfully we got through it. We got the apartment empty. Now all I really got to do for my part is just sell some chairs and wait for a memorial service. So thank God we got that done in a week, and I'm able to get my energy back up and start getting this stuff done for y'all. It was not an easy week last week, everybody. I will tell you, it was not. So on that one, please like, share, and subscribe. And just so you guys know, when you hit that subscribe button, it doesn't cost anything. It does support the channel. If you're watching on a device that does not let you interact with the channel, find a smartphone, find a computer, log on with a Gmail account, and like and subscribe the video. I would really appreciate that from everybody. I'm not promoting it, but if we get the 500, I am going to do the 1989 Batmobile, but we're still a few subscribers out. I'm not talking about it no more, but just so you know, that would be a build that I would do at the 500 mark. Reasons to subscribe. Not antique, but vintage Lego buildings coming from 2010 and 11 to go here and there. Then, like I said, the build we got going on in 2 days over there, and so much more. So on that one, everybody, I'm going to go and now start filming that video. So I'll see you in a couple of days for that. Thank you for watching. You all have a good one.